Similarly, please allow me to introduce our chief guest of today, and a very well-known personality, a very loved personality from the state of Andhra Pradesh, our BJP state president, Mr. PVN Madhavji, who has kindly agreed to come from his busy schedule. I mean, he was just in Vijayawada last night, and then, he especially made it a point to say, I must, I'll be happy to come. So, Madhavji, thank you so much for coming and spending some time with us today. Thank you. Please do sit, please take a seat. So we'll have a quick presentation from Mr. Sajid Ji on a very innovative and a very decisive solution that he has for the defense forces, and then we'll take the proceedings from there. So please allow me in, again inviting Sajid Ji to please come and give a quick presentation on. Sajid Ji, please, thanks.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I made a presentation yesterday, but there was hardly anyone to actually look deep into it. So he's requested me, and I have to cancel my flight and take a later flight today. So I'll just quickly make you through the autonomy in sky, what we are doing. Rotor Group of Industry was concepted by a freedom fighter, my grandfather, in 1936. And he had this dream of making India Atmanirbhar in those times when Britishers were maintaining the Ganga Canal and using equipments from Stanley, London. And he started with cartography, drawing and mathematical instruments, which was then applauded by the Ford Foundation, by the Britishers as well. And primary customer was Survey of India, using all those instruments. He was joined later by my father in 1954, and he started optomechanical systems and exporting those systems to neighboring countries and countries in the Gulf and Middle East. Then was joined by me, changed an instrumentation person from Germany, and started with optoelectronics and GNSS and LiDAR instruments. And then I am joined by my son, who's a pilot. I brought him back and started with drones, AI, and robotics. It's a group of 7 companies. We have been known in the space of surveying and mapping in India for last 90 years. We have been mapping the whole subcontinent, either with the state land record department or with the central agency, the Elite Survey of India. We are also connected with most of the research institutes from ISRO to NISAC and to other places, all the spread of India. We started buying companies out in United States, in Germany, in France, in Malaysia, and the group expanded to 7 companies now, doing various work from Geospatial to Robotics and AI and the Geospatial production of the data that is collected, be it a LiDAR data or imagery data or a radio data or any kind of data. We are also connected in skill development program with the Survey of India in NIGST Hyderabad. So we were the first one to come in the drone space in 2017 December. 2018 we started the first drone with Survey of India for Prime Minister Modi's prestigious Swamitva Yojana, from where we mapped 670,000 villages across the whole country. The same drone was given to the Indian Army for mapping their cantonments. All the cantonments were mapped with the same drone. The borders were also mapped using various kind of sensors, starting from multispectral to LiDAR to a high-resolution camera or to an oblique camera later on. So I'll skip that, go quickly to the awarded as the best drone company in 2022 by Minister of Civil Aviation. Started the factory in Uttarakhand, opened by the Chief Minister, Mr. Dhami, in Roorkee. This is all about rotor. Quickly, we'll skip that. So in 2015, I started a project on drone for the first time in Adalschlag in Germany, and failed a fiasco. That whole project went down. It was a multi-copter, big size, used for farmers and all, and we were a failure then. And then we again took it as a deterrent and started working on a lighter drones for in a shape of a fixed wing eVTOL, which you can see it at our booth next door. And that's how the Trinity F90 Plus was born. It's the only single drone which can fly for 90 minutes. And it can fly, CRPF is currently using to map the Naxalite areas. They send the drone 25 kilometers away, map that area, bring it back 25 kilometers, fully safe, 5 flights a day, and they are doing this every single day. This is a type certified Make in India drone since 2018. These are only some accolades which were delivered to us over a period of time, a lot of awards. We have been mentioned by Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi a couple of times in his Mann Ki Baat program as well. We have been involved up until last year into constructive use of drones for even mapping tigers, mapping alligators in Cane River, or habitat, mapping dugong, sea cow for underwater bathymetry. So all these things were the strong points which converted into defense. And as the call came in that they wanted to build something which is highly reliable in defense, we, understanding the instruments and understanding the use cases and applications, started working on that. So I'll quickly present what we have worked. So these are only an orthomosaic map that you can generate from a drone called Trinity. You can monitor animals, their habitats. This is a software developed by us in Bangalore, which has an automatic recognition, so it can find out what is the age of a crocodile, whether it's length and pregnant or not pregnant, male, female, their habitat and other things. All is done on artificial intelligence, and all is done automatically. This was a project done with the Wildlife Research Institute, Dehradun. So it's basically was a constructive use of technology. Then we ventured into areas where we have challenging situations in the borders, high altitude, flying above 5,500 meters MSL. There was a project given to us by the PMO to find out the natural water streams under the thickly vegetated Himalayan terrain. So we used LiDAR, and this is what we got out of it. So you can have, you can just clean off the vegetation. You will have a bare earth model where you can actually digitize the entire settlement under the trees, and you can generate your own contours. You can find out all the streams of water, the way they are going. The idea of the PMO was to give fresh water supply to people who are not having palatable water access. So this was a project done for that. The first project we did for Namami Gange, this is a POC with Survey of India, where we flew this drone for the first time. Again, Himalayan terrains are very challenging for their different wind conditions, updraft, downdraft, eddies, and gusts. This carried a LiDAR of 360 degrees, and it flew over a densely vegetated area. And I'll show you something that will be of your interest. This is Ganga. So this is how Ma Ganga looks from our drone. And this is a digital surface model. So you can see Rishikesh, Ram Jhula, Lakshman Jhula, everything in this. You cannot have any other technology which can actually give you a DSM like this. So what do we do out of this DSM? We build a digital elevation model like this. And the accuracy of the DEM is plus minus 1 centimeter. And we are flying at a height of almost about 300 meters above the hills. You can see the track roads, the side roads, everything besides Ganges in that terrain. So 3D is good to look, but an engineer wants a 2D planimetric output, that is a cross-section and a longitudinal profile on paper, where you can have chainage, your offsets, your cut and fill, your cross-section, L-section, area, volume, everything. This is an in-house, completely end-to-end solution where you collect the data and then you process the data automatically in this software, and then you get the results out of it. So it's a complete in-house, end-to-end solution. We were also given a challenging task of mapping the Kamakhya temple. It's one of the oldest temple in India, 1,000-year-old. The challenge was to take off from the temple premises. Inside, there was hardly any space, and to land in the same place. Now, landing at the same place, so that means the landing precision has to be plus minus 1 meter. It has to come back on the same, and the drone is dependent mostly on the GNSS. So this is how precise the drone can be. It can fly from the temple, and it landed back at the same place. And what do we get out of it? So this is what we get out of it. There was a court case. They wanted to, make the 2-lane into 4-lane, and the highway needs to be changed. It was a PWD project. So this is the kind of fly-through you get from point cloud LiDAR, as well as the orthomosaic from the colorization with the camera. So 2 sensors gives you an output like this. This is the entire temple complex, down the hill up until the Kamakhya temple. Looks good in 3D, but the engineers want this. So they want something like a digitized map so that they can work with it, and they can digitize the whole map like this. Swamitwa, as I told you, one of the largest scheme anywhere in the world ever done, conceived by Prime Minister Modi himself, mapping of 670,000 villages to give poor farmers the title of their lands. Very challenging task. We were doing almost 5 to 6 flights per drone each day, collecting around 20 to 35 square kilometer of area every single day. And to map that, because you have to create an ORI, and then you have to create a map which is less than 3 centimeters in XYZ. So this is another work that we have done in Tamil Nadu. Another big work coming up by Government of India, this is called Naksha. Now, Naksha is the same repeat of what we did in Swamitwa, but this time it is in urban scenario, where you are mapping the houses, the cities. The idea of Modi government is to make 1,000 cities smart cities, and this is how the map will be done. This is the first time that we used an oblique camera, a camera which has 5 lenses, forward, backward, left and right and center. And you get a georeference point cloud like this. You click anywhere on the point cloud, you have an XYZ. You can measure directly on the point cloud. And this is how the Naksha actually started happening. Now if you see the 2 major projects that are launched in India are Digital Twin, Naksha and Amrut. These schemes will change the face of India in digitization. The country is fastly moving from analog to digital, from your paper maps to digital maps. Everything from 2D to 3D. So everything we have a 3-dimensional output in India now. So this was the first helicopter drone that we launched in India. You can see this drone on the booth. This has 2 motors, so it has double redundancy. One fails, second one automatically kicks off, and it flies. It can take up to 10 kilos of payload. So we actually designed it for the last mile connectivity, where you can have, now you can see a missile on it, because we are also doing it with the Ministry of Defense, air-to-air fire from the drone. You can have a high-resolution camera having 25 kilometers of range day and night for live surveillance, and you can stream it back to your command center. So this is a completely redundant system, and it is also being now used for transferring the vital organs of human beings, or blood samples, vaccines, and other things from one place to the other, the last mile connectivity with the help of drones. These are multiple payload options. One of the payload on the extreme left, the yellow color one, is a bathymetry LiDAR. Will be of interest for the people from Coast Guard or from Indian Navy, because I understand from my discussion day before yesterday that Navy still doesn't have anything to map underwater system. We started with this green laser, and now this has been supplied to Navy SEALs in the United States, supplied to Bundeswehr in German Army. It's been used now by Spain, Romania, and we have now brought it back to India to map the topography of the underwater. You can map the mines, which are floating mines, ahead of your ship. It can go forward, it can map the entire area. You can map the topography or the torpedoes or everything or anything which is coming in your pathway of the ship to save the destruction. And I understand that till now this solution is not available with the Navy. This is the only underwater bathymetry LiDAR because the red laser doesn't work in water. This has a green laser and it works in water. So this is something of the interest of the audience. You can see it on the booth later on. I will quickly go to the next, the Lego of drone, that is what I call. So there is a PLI scheme by Government of India, and whatever we have made and supplied in India, the government actually gave us an incentive. So suddenly one day in our bank account, there was huge amount of money sitting in. This was for the first time in my life. I have never seen any government giving you money. You know, no government give you cash. But this was literally crores of rupees sitting in our account. So we started thinking what to do with this money. So we started writing a design statement of Indian-grown drones. Rather than transfer of technology, we used that money to design our own drones. This was the first design of our drone. It's called RC08. This has 3 international patents as on today. It has an automatic center of gravity adjustment. It has a tethering. You can tether it for 70 meters. It will fly for 5 days constantly, and it can do day-night surveillance as well. You can put a LiDAR payload. It will automatically adjust with that weight, and you can actually fly and collect your very accurate data with LiDAR on the ground. Everything in this drone is made in India. It's fully designed here in India, even the batteries. The smart batteries that we design is for the first time, every single battery cell health can be seen not only on the autopilot, can also be seen physically on the drone. So we are also using it for disaster management. So you can put light on it, you can put it on a tether, and it enlightens the whole space of disaster, and you can work around with a natural light. You have different payloads option. We have a 62 megapixel camera. We have a day and night thermal distance meter camera as well. We have a lot of options available in this innovation. Then comes the ISR drone, which we have shown to the Greyhound and Octopus in Andhra and Telangana. This was to fly 100 kilometers away from the safe house and to map that in real time. It's a backpack portable system. This is from Dehradun, from my state capital. And you can see it's one-man portable. You just take it out, put your radio anywhere on the height, and fly the drone. It's as simple as click of a button. The camera is one of a military-grade camera that we are using here, having a range of 25 kilometers. So the drone has a range of 100 kilometers. It can fly for 4 hours without any disturbance. It is fully artificial enabled. It has a NVIDIA Jetson Nano on board, 2 boards. It also have redundancy on the GPS spoofing or the radio frequency hopping. It's all inbuilt in the drone, so it's completely still. You cannot see it, you cannot hear it once it is airborne. You can zoom 60 times onto your area of interest. You can actually see the person's face. It recognizes and track vehicles, arms, people, guns, day or night. It has a thermal vision. It can give you a distance as well in real time. This is actually the Greyhound and Octopus people standing around, and we are flying it in Andhra Pradesh. This is from this state that we did this. So last year we started working on a stealth drone. It's a kamikaze weaponized drone called Rudra. Now, as the word stands, so it has to go and strike the target within 2 to 3 kilometers and blast it. So this is a weaponized, first time weaponized drone coming out from rotor unmanned systems. It is high-speed drone, so it can gain a speed of 150 kilometers an hour. It is capable of carrying 1.5 kilo of weapon, which is 750 grams of HE and 6,000 balls inside. It blasts about 30 square meter of an area with a precision of 1 centimeter. It has a digital link, which is highly encrypted for military grade. It is an IP54 certified drone. It can fly at higher altitude, take off from 5,500 meters and go up to 6,500 meters MSL. So Rudra has been accepted, tested by Indian Army. This is the only drone which qualified most of the pilot projects that happened in the higher altitude in India in the last 1 year. The second drone was built when we saw that there are a lot of Chinese drone coming into for surveillance, and they are usually being sold in the gray market at a price of about 7-8 lakhs or 9 lakh rupees. We wanted to make something cheaper than that, at least half or a quarter of that price. So something at a price of 3 lakhs or around that. And for a short ISR working, specially built for the forest department. So, and it is man portable. You can see it there on the booth. And it has a day and night camera, 360-degree gimbal. So you can watch around the time it flies for 45 to 50 minutes. Backpack portable, single man portable system, and economically priced, even cheaper than the Chinese drones which are available in the gray market. So why go for a gray market when an Indian homegrown product is available at much cheaper price? After all this, I was still not satisfied. So we went into something called a grandmother's drone. Every drone requires training, pilot training or ground control to use. Every drone requires being stealth, requires being mill grade, that can fly in rain, snow, dust, storms, and everything. So we came up with this idea of a launch tube drone, one button press, no ground control required, 250 grams, no certification required, no training required. Anybody can carry it. Anybody can fly it. It gets a QR code, you scan your telephone, and your phone gets connected to the drone. The drone sends you, it has an artificial intelligence on board. The drone scans 2.5 square kilometers around, and it sends you a live stream video, and it can automatically detect people, weapons, vehicles, and send it to you as well as to the command center. And it is very simple. Your telephone starts getting a video stream. You press on the right-hand side of the telephone, the drone will move right. You press on the left-hand side, it will move left. And to your surprise, we have priced it somewhere around 50,000 rupees. Yeah, you heard it right. 50,000 rupees for a drone. So my idea is that every single person in uniform must have a drone. Every single beat cop, police guy, traffic guy, soldier must have a drone for his own safety and for the safety of the others. All you have to do is take it out, push a button, it goes up automatically. Military standard, all weather proof, 250 grams, nano category drones, which you will never find anywhere in the world. This is something really unique. So we are launching it on 15th of October, and I expect it to be priced somewhere around 50,000 rupees. We have done a lot of trials with the Uttarakhand police. We have done a lot of trials with 288 Battalion, the medium infantry. And we have been successful flying in high altitudes, in rains, in snow, and in challenging weather conditions. Because the drag ratio is 1:4. So you can fly it literally anywhere. And it's so light. Another drone that we build for all the AMPs and BMPs is called a Surya. It's a book drone as it looks like. You can fold it as a book. When you open it, it becomes a drone. Completely pilotless drone. It is working on a SLAM technology. The idea was to build it in a hive for a tank or for an AMP. So in a BMP or an AMP, you will have a weather station built into and a GNSS and 8 drones sitting inside, which will take off automatically, do the surveillance all around, and come back and get charged in the hive. So this is the work in progress we are doing for the tank development and for the armored vehicle development in India right now. So it is fully autonomous, fully pilotless. It has a radar. It also has a LiDAR. It works in collision avoidance scenario 360 degrees. That is how this drone is based on. Another drone is a cargo drone, which we call Bajrang. This can use for lifting soldiers or dead men or injured soldiers. This is NATO certified. So we have done a test with NATO. It can lift a soldier very easy. It can lift up to 200 kilos. It can fly up to 90 minutes depending on the weather conditions, and this is high altitude tested. So we have done a test with NATO forces in Germany, and we have flown a big amount of arms, which were weighing around 200 kilos. And we have also flown an injured person lying on a stretcher on this drone. As the name says, Vajrang, this is world's heaviest carrying cargo drone ever built. So wait for it in Indian Army. That's all from my side. Thank you so much for hearing me out.
Thank you for the lovely and I think very detailed and comprehensive presentation, Sajji. I think over the past 2 days, we've had a great interaction in terms of understanding some of the solutions which you're specifically catering to the Indian military grade and all that. And it's really proud, I must say, that to have somebody like this come to Vizag, come to the state of Andhra Pradesh and display all of this. So I think a round of applause to Mr. Sajid for really being self-reliant, Atmanirbharta in the true sense. Now, defense, if you look at it as a sector, it's a very crucial sector, not only for the country of India, but also for across countries across the world, keeping in mind today's geopolitical scenario. And defense sector would not have that much prominence if the central government does not play a paramount role. Just to give you an idea, the central government in its budget for FY26 has allocated a whopping rupees 6, close to 7 lakh crores. Just for the defense budget, so that we are secure, our maritime borders are secure, our military is secure, and can secure the residents. This is close to a 9.5% increase over the last year. So just to give us a brief about it and also the importance of the defense sector, both from the center and from the state government, I would now like to invite Madhavji, who's again very passionate about this sector. I've heard him speak earlier and all that, and so it's our pleasure to have him give us a short speech on the sector, sir. Sir, if you could just please come on the dais, Madhavji. Thank you. A round of applause, please.
Very good morning. Thank you, one and all. So I personally feel I am an odd man here because a lot of industries are here and all defense personnel are here. And my friend Sri Aditya has called me to grace this occasion. I feel it's a privilege for me to know the developments of what are happening around the country and our country's defense mechanism, how it has improved. So it's all a very exciting and also a very inspirational story. Indian defense establishments, the kind of security, the kind of will the present regime has, and the kind of activities that are happening in Andhra Pradesh also. So today I'm here just to make a brief about what all the things the government is contemplating in the state of Andhra Pradesh. As I think in the deliberations around 2 days back, lots of things might have happened. Lots of people from Andhra who are into this policy making of aerospace and defense policy of Andhra Pradesh. I think it's very robust. Our 4.0 aerospace and defense policy is unparalleled to other states. Why? Because the two persons who are roped in for these activities, one is Satish Reddy ji, who is the erstwhile chairman of DRDO and the present advisor to Raksha Mantri, and also Somnath ji, one of the very prominent personalities in our Indian space organization, ISRO, is also roped in by Andhra Pradesh government. I think these two things will definitely make what Andhra is. Andhra has the largest number of clusters, around 74 clusters are there. In that, we have the only state to have 3 industrial corridors. We have one industrial corridor from Hyderabad to Chennai, another from Hyderabad to Bangalore, and another from Vizag to Chennai. These 3 industrial corridors have around 4 nodes, one in Orvakal, in the Hyderabad-Bangalore highway. We'll be having it Orvakal, that's in Kurnool, and another in Kopparthi, another in Achyutapuram near to Visakhapatnam, and another is Krishnapatnam. These 4 areas, lots of investments are coming. You can find in Vizag also, the defense investments is very whooping. More than 2 lakh crores were invested around Andhra. So somebody might be thinking where, when and how. So there are a lot of other strategic things of not revealing all these things. Visakhapatnam is also one of the great hub. We have a company called Eventel. So other day I was just visiting the company. I thought it's an electronic company, but they are into lots of defense related things of signaling, electronic manufacturing things. And Andhra has a great opportunity of having the footstep of a Taiwanese and a South Korean company coming in semiconductor industries. So future of Andhra, definitely the government is contemplating to make Andhra a semiconductor hub. So this will definitely help defense in many other ways to come forward. And Andhra in OEMs, originally equipment manufacturers, there are a lot of MSC companies that are there in Hyderabad. They are coming in, showing interest to come to Andhra also. So lots of clusters were developed. And these two people, Satish Reddy ji and Somnath ji, is also there in talk with lots of organizations also. So all these things will definitely make Andhra one of the rising force in aerospace and defense manufacturing companies. So in coming days, we'll be seeing lots of developments also. Apart from this, the kind of thought process that's going into the present dispensation at center. So lots of things are happening. From 2014, India started having an indigenous self-reliant thought process in our defense mechanism. Our exports have definitely increased, and it has reached around 23,500 crores in 24-25. So what we are expecting in 25-26 after the Operation Sindoor, the kind of security mechanism we have, the scientific tech sway, things that have displayed to the world, and our MPs also went around the world. So we had a meeting with all the MPs. People from Andhra, like Harish Mathur from Amalapuram, or Purandares Reji from Rajahmundry, these people also accompanied this whole delegation after Operation Sindoor, talking with different national defense heads and also the premiers of the country. So what happened during this deliberation is, a lot of them showed interest in our defense manufacturing things. They want technology. They've asked for even our drone technology, which was displayed in Operation Sindoor, and S-400, what it has done to our defense systems also, everybody of us knows. They were telling our defense export will exponentially grow. They are saying that it will be not 23,500, 1 lakh crores it may touch in coming years. And Visakhapatnam being an SCB, where shipbuilding yard is there, we have manufactured 3 submarines, nuclear submarines. It's a great thing, but most of us doesn't know. In coming years, around 10 years down the line, we'll be exporting a submarine to a lot of other countries. Lots of countries are showing interest in having our nuclear submarine to be exported. One nuclear submarine will give us more than around 20,000 crores. So this is a huge thing. So a single unit will be giving us that much amount of exchequer, and our dependence on the foreign will also decrease in a great way. And I'm a keen interest in all the defense activities that are happening, and I'm very much interested in the ocean front. Unfortunately, our marine focus has been subdued for long. After 2013, when China has come up with the Belt and Road Initiative, so we did not have any idea about what's happening around the China. That the grandiose plan of China of having 152 corridors around the world, and India is also one. We had 5 initiatives that were promoted by China. Unfortunately, the regime then did not have an idea of what they are going to do. In name of history, that we are going to discover the great Silk Route from Kanchipuram to Istanbul via China. So people had a grandiose plan that China is having lots of good things to offer to all the nations. So what we found out is how Sri Lanka has collapsed, how Nepal is coming down, how Bangladesh has been gobbled by them, and in Pakistan. So to counter this, so the kind of initiative Narendra Modi has taken in a necklace of diamonds. So necklace of diamonds is one of the greatest strategic countered defense system that the country has developed. Maybe it might not be as robust what China has done in Sting of Perils. Definitely Visakhapatnam is also under this necklace of diamonds. Maybe it is not pointed out in that as a diamond, but it has its own presence. So in the deliberation that had happened in different meetings, I'm a close follower of all these things. So definitely Visakhapatnam will be a strategic hub. So we were telling that all the satellites around the world, especially US, are being stationed near Visakhapatnam because of the developments that are happening, not in defense front, in the nuclear front also. Lots of developments are happening. And in coming days, we'll be seeing lots of other activities that will happen to Visakhapatnam. So the story of myself being very keen to all these activities happened in 2012 when I happened to visit the border areas in the eve of 50 years of our China aggression on India. So that's a starting point, I think, when India started thinking about itself. So till then, we did not have a iota of thought that any other country will be aggressing on India apart from Pakistan. So China aggression on India did change the mindset of the then government, and also the whole defense systems have a starting point in 1962. So I happened to visit all those places. So the only thing that caught to my mind in 1962 or 62-5 was the brave hearts of our soldiers has secured a safe life for every one of us. The story of Jashwant Singh. So I went to Tawang, I went to Bomdila. So while going to Bomdila, I visited this place. So many of defense persons know about Jashwant Singh, how he bravely stood there in a hill and fought with the Chinese forces, and he killed more than 300 Chinese soldiers. There is a Chinese graveyard over there. The story is quite interesting. A single gun, a single man, defended for 48 hours with the help of a telephone wire. So he had 3 barrel guns stationed different positions, and he himself held a gun and was defending all the Chinese aggression for 2 continuous days. So the kind of story, after that he became the Bhagavan Jashwant Singh. We have a temple over there. Whoever passes through definitely should visit and pay respects to him. His uniform, everything is in place. People think that he'll come every day night, have a surveillance round and go back. So this is a kind of a system. So this Jashwant Singh Negi, and in 65 war, where we had Abdul Hamid, how with a single jeep, a single artillery gun, defended lots of tanks. Pakistan has blasted around 48 Pakistan tanks. That's a thing nobody will understand, because the tanks were came from America. American forces have also come, have checked. Then they have said, because of Abdul Hamid, a brave heart like Abdul Hamid could resist the countries, the aggression of Pakistan, and we had victory on our side because of just brave heart. We did not have any artillery and modern equipment when compared to Pakistan or any other country. So our story started from there, and it was going on in 2014. And we had started thinking on our self-reliant Atmanirbhar defense systems that we should establish, and lots of things had happened, and our journey has started from 1%. Our dependence on indigenous defense equipment to the place where we are. In 1998, when the Kargil war happened, there are a lot of stories. So we could come to know about what kind of thought process defense mechanism has. There's an allegation on George Fernandez that the coffins, there's a coffin scam that was being told by opposition parties. That then my interest grew. What is this coffin, and why we are bringing, India doesn't have this capability of having its own coffins manufactured here. For a small equipment like coffin also, we are depending on American. So America has sent around 500 coffins. Each one cost around $2,500. That time they charged 13 times more than the price, and India paid because our bodies are kept over there. We have to bring them back. So that became a scam. So George Fernandez was here also in Visakhapatnam. He was telling about this story. So we are depending not just upon coffin. We are depending on tides. We are depending upon ropes. All these are being imported from elsewhere. This should change. Unless it changes, the story of this country will not progress. So what George Fernandez has dreamt was fulfilled by our Modi ji, and the defense kind of activity that is happening around the country is a great, interesting and inspirational story for everybody of us. And as there is a song, जग नहीं सुनता कभी दुर्बल जनों का शांति प्रवचन, सिर झुकाता है जो कर सके रिपुमान मदन, हृदय में हो प्रेम लेकिन शक्ति भी कर में प्रबलता है, ऐतिहासिक सच है यह सच अब जानना है पहचानना है. The only thing we have neglected is about Shakti, the kind of courage the strength the country should possess. So that was neglected since long. So now we have started knowing about what our country's, our Shaurya Shakti should be and our strength should be. So India is on a right path of making the Atmanirbharta story. And recently, on August 15th, recent Red Fort speech, Narendra Modi ji was telling about self-reliant India. Swadeshi movement should come to India again. The Atmanirbharta activity that he has contemplated has started yesterday, in September 25th. Yesterday, we had a meeting where we have started the self-reliant activity. Tomorrow, Narendra Modi ji is himself inaugurating the 5G and 4G network from Orissa. So all over India will be having our own indigenous network. We will not depend upon private partners and also foreign partners in going in not all sectors, almost all sectors will have Atmanirbharata. There is a great things to come. Definitely, most of you who are into manufacturing activity will have a great time, and it's also great news for the country. So thank you one and all for giving this great opportunity. I thank Aditya ji and Father Vikram ji have been doing lots of activity in Visakhapatnam, in industrial and other sectors, encouraging people who are into this area. So lots of MSMEs have come, lots are going to come. Definitely in coming days, we'll be seeing that in Andhra will be an investment hub for not just aerospace and defense, lots of other things. Pharmaceuticals have come in a big way. Lots of other things also are going to come. And I also thank to Sir of TPCG. So he's a third generation entrepreneur. And so with collaboration of TPCG and Vizag Industrial Scan, we had a great time, I think, since last 2 days. So today, yesterday I was in Hyderabad, in Vijayawada for a activity of the government. Today it happened that I said I'll be coming today. He said we'll have a final closing ceremony, so if you can come and speak. So I'm not an expert in anything, but a keen follower, and I have great interest in all the activities. So thank you one and all for giving this great opportunity, having paying visit to the exhibition and talking to you. Thank you one and all. Bharat Mata Ki.
Sir, not an expert, yet such detail and such interesting anecdotes, sir. So I think thank you so much for, I think apprising us about some of these anecdotes, which I definitely wasn't aware of. And again, as you rightly said, I think India's defense policy, India's defense sector is transforming into I think like a major force across the country. And we can see this in the capital expenditure, we can see this in the allocation. So again, ladies and gentlemen, again, sir, I must point out here, sir, that today is the final day. Today is the final day. A lot of our delegates started to leave yesterday evening. But I'm so happy to see such amount of representation from the Coast Guard itself. Thank you so much for joining us, from the Indian Navy. And we had also called some of the students, sir, to come and understand what the defense sector is also going through. So a big thanks to some of the colleges who have also sent some students so that they can understand in the future, or at least get a gist about our defense sector. So again, a big round of applause to everybody who joined in here, and thank you so much. Now, just a quick round of felicitations, and then we'll all go to the exhibition, and then we'll have a walk through that. So, Madhaji, I would just request you to please felicitate Sajid Mukhtarji, our very own self-reliant and Atmanirbharta company, from the country. So, if you could please have the award. Yeah, thanks.
To stay informed about the startup ecosystem, subscribe to MyStartup TV.